Hey, what's up, guys? More14 here, coming at you with a ranking of the Star Wars movies before Episode 8 comes out. There will be spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen any of these movies, I recommend seeing them, especially before Episode 8, some way, somehow. Go and see them, or at least Episode 7, because you need that as context for Episode 8. But yeah, so spoilers ahead. But to go over my ratings for the movies, as I've done individual reviews for them on my channel. Episode 1 and 2, 8 out of 10. Episode 3, 10 out of 10. And this is not me ranking them, this is in the chronological order of the timeline. Rogue One, 9 out of 10. 4 and 5, 10 out of 10. Episode 6, 9 out of 10. Episode 7, 8 out of 10. So at the bottom, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, just because Anakin and Padme's relationship wasn't executed well. The fact that she actually wound up falling in love with him and, getting married to him at the end of the movie was pretty ridiculous, given all the stuff he did. The Sand People scene was pretty powerful and showed Anakin saw the dark side, but his conversation with Padme afterward was pretty lame, like, not great acting at all. Otherwise, the movie was pretty good. I mean, Ewan McGregor is great as Obi-Wan. The, Battle of Geonosis was epic and awesome. And, in the Count Dooku's duel with Anakin and Obi-Wan, and then Yoda at the end of the movie was great. But it was just the whole point of the movie is supposed to revolve around Anakin and his building a relationship with Padme. And that just fell apart. And so the rest of the movie, like, while the action's cool and everything, it just kind of loses a lot of meaning, given the fact that, like, one of the biggest arcs of the story just fell flat on its face. So, but it was still entertaining in my view. As long as the movie entertains you, it entertains me. It's an 8 out of 10. So that's what I'm giving it, 8 out of 10. Episode 1, another 8 out of 10. I'm putting this above Episode 2 because Jar Jar is kind of like a big distraction, and he is upsetting and a disappointment, but he's not like he's the main plot. He's not like he's the main, like, central story part of the story to, like, the entire saga. Like, Anakin and Padme, that's a story central to the entire saga. Jar Jar just here kind of like to provide an ex machina for the Gungan army. And yeah, so that's why, that's one of the reasons this is above Episode 2. Also because Darth Maul's in it. He's my favorite character. But Darth Maul and, Ewan McGregor is great as Obi-Wan, but they're not enough to save this movie from being an 8 out of 10, because trade negotiations and the politics is pretty boring. Anakin, well, showing Anakin as a kid, I guess, like, yeah, he does kid stuff, but it's still some ways which, like, showing him, like, his behavior and stuff was kind of weird, like, yippee, and now this is pod racing. I think they could have done a better job with that. But it's still, again, still an entertaining film, overall 8 out of 10. I'm probably going to make a separate video at some point about the prequels, and, like, just the mentality people have regarding them in Star Wars, and what I think about them. Alright, well, I didn't actually realize, I picked a German, a German picture for the Force Awakens, poster. Oops. But yeah, next is Force Awakens. So I guess there are 8 Star Wars movies. So I guess number 6, yeah, Force Awakens. It was just like, because it borrowed too much from New Hope. If I hadn't seen New Hope and I saw this would probably be a 10 out of 10. Because there was just, because, I mean, this New Hope storyline, like, it's great, but because they borrowed so much from the original, it just, like, kind of fell flat. There's barely any difference. I'm excluding character and cast difference, because that doesn't count for me when it comes to movies. You can have there has to be a difference, like, in terms of plot. Like, the plot is really what matters when I'm rating a movie, and, yeah, it was just way too similar to New Hope. There were other similarities to other movies in there too, but they're more subtle. And it's just way too familiar. I would probably give this a 7 out of 10, except for the fact that this was the first Star Wars movie within 10 years, and so they wanted to do something familiar, and so I'll give them a pass on. I gave them a pass on this one and give them an 8 out of 10, but I think The Last Jedi is going to be a lot better. I mean, really developing these characters. Like, this movie kind of just introduced them, and then Episode 8 is really going to develop them, I think. Especially Kylo. I'm really looking forward to Kylo, and, like, because he seems really complex and stuff, but Yeah, but 8 out of 10, again, really just because of similarity to New Hope. Otherwise, it is a great and fun film, but just like way too unoriginal and familiar. Yeah. So this number 5, I guess, yeah, Rogue One. This was a fall from grace, so to speak. It was my like kind of tied with New Hope for a while after it came out, but after talking to other people and then like really thinking about it, the character development in this movie is just awful. And even when I walked out of the theater for the first time, I remember not caring about um, Jin and wow, I can't even remember his name. Jin and Cassian's deaths. Like I really didn't care. I cared more about Chirrut and Baze and K2SO more than Jin and Cassian, which is bad because Jin and Cassian are like the two main characters of the whole ensemble. So yeah, and like Vader being awesome, like definitely plays a part in me giving it a 9 out of 10, but doesn't push it up to 10 out of 10. They could have done a better job of character development. I will say though, as a fan service movie, it's great. Like so many references ties in perfectly. Like really slides right into New Hope. You can watch this and watch A New Hope, and the transition is seamless. So yeah, so 9 out of 10 just because of the character development, but it's still a great movie overall. And yeah, for the record, I don't really like hate any of these movies. I just dislike like episode 2, parts of episode 2. It's like parts of episode 1. And just like parts of episode 7. But I don't really hate these movies. Like, oh my gosh, they're trash. Like, if someone proposed to me to watch the prequels or like Force Awakens or any of these movies, I wouldn't be like, oh no, that one's awful. Let's watch another one. Like, no, like it's Star Wars. Like, I'm down for Star Wars, whatever movie it is. So number 4, I think. Yeah, number 4. Return of the Jedi. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. It would probably be 10 out of 10 in my favorite movie. If it weren't for the Ewoks. Because it's like one thing to have the Ewoks kind of be like a native, like a alien species in the movie and kind of like hang out with the characters. It's another for them to like defeat the 501st, like which is like the entire legion of the 501st, like the Empire's most elite stormtroopers. Like, that's just a little ridiculous. They're kind of too much of an ex machina there, and I don't think that was handled well. It might have even paved the way for George Lucas thinking he could get away with Jar Jar Binks in episode 1. So, yeah, that's why it brings it down to 9 out of 10, but otherwise it's fantastic. I mean, just Luke showing off his, like, new strength in the beginning scenes in Jabba's palace, and then him confronting Vader, like, almost going to the dark side, but coming back, like, and then, of course, Vader turning back to the good side. It's just really well done in that regard. It's just I can't in good conscience give this movie a 10 out of 10 because the Ewoks is just too glaring a flaw. Something I didn't really like notice or think about until I really got more into Star Wars was like, wait, a bunch of teddy bears are beating the 501st with sticks and stones. Like, no, no, that should not be happening. So yeah, and of course the space battle at the end was epic. That was amazing. But just the whole Ewok thing, yeah, that's ranked it down to 9 out of 10 for me. All right, number 3, Empire Strikes Back. So this is number 3, 10 out of 10, fantastic movie, well done. Can't really find any flaws with it. I mean, except maybe Luke should have just like killed the Wampa and stayed in the cave instead of venturing back outside. But it's again really done. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, plot twist of all time, with Vader being Luke's father, and just really like showing like Luke being impatient, not really ready to be a Jedi yet. Yoda's training. Some of the quotes he says, like "Do or do not, there is no try." I mean, that's one of my favorite, and that's probably my favorite Star Wars quote. So fantastic film overall. It's just that I enjoyed these next 2 movies more than I did this one. Like these next 3. I mean, if you've been keeping track, you know the next 2 are coming next. These next 3 are all 10 out of 10, and so I've enjoyed them. These movies, I've enjoyed them the most out of all the movies. But of those 3, this is not. I don't enjoy this one the most, and I can't really put my finger on why, because like there's really nothing wrong that I can point out about this movie. I just enjoyed the other 2 better. So number 2, Revenge of the Sith. I originally was thinking, in my review of it, I've had it as a 10 out of 10. I was originally thinking about putting it a 9 out of 10, but then But then I started thinking about it. It was like, no, like for me, it's a 10 out of 10. I would consider putting it a 9 out of 10 because like Anakin's turn to the dark side wasn't really fleshed out. I think they could have done a better job of that, but at the same time, like he's been through like several years of war, and like that violence is very kind of inherent to the dark side. Palpatine's been manipulating him like the whole time, like feeding his ego. And just drawing him closer and closer to the dark side. The Jedi Council, he's frustrated with Jedi Council, for in his mind they're not like seeing how powerful and awesome he truly is, and then like the whole hiding like Padme from them and all that. So I think they do a good job, better job of that than most people see, but I think that's also due to the fact that Lucas could have done a better job showing his draw to the dark side. Or I think, and I can talk about this in more in the previous video, but I think it would have been better to like have. I mean, I love my man Darth Maul. He's my favorite character. But to have episode 1 like not happen, have the series start like have episode 2 be episode 1, and then have episode 2, have episode 3, and then have episode 2 be like the Clone Wars like fleshed out, like something happening during the Clone Wars, not at the beginning or the end, but like during in the middle, like to kind of show Anakin going closer to the dark side. And then episode 3 have episode 3 be the same as it is now. I think that would have been a lot better for the trilogy. Like yeah, Darth Maul may not have been made, which would I mean he's my favorite character, so. But at the same time, it would have done, I think, the saga better overall if they had structured the prequels like that, rather than like as they did. But again, 10 out of 10. I mean, like Anakin's fall to the dark side is really tragic. Again, I think they did a good job with that, and you can kind of like infer like a lot of like why he's going to the dark side. I mean, there's so many lightsaber battles in here, all of them epic. I mean, Palpatine versus Windu, and then Anakin versus Obi-Wan, definitely the two of the best ones. And yeah, it's just, I mean, again, I really like the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker. Like, I mean, the tragedy of Darth Plagueis is in this movie, but like the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker, like that's one of the most sad and compelling tragedies ever made. It was just like so poorly executed. The beginnings of it in episode 2, and then like not really fleshed out well enough, or made in episode 3. I enjoy, again, I think it's fine for episode 3, but I think for like people in general, like, and it definitely could have been better. So it could have made it like a little more clear where it was coming from, rather than kind of like expecting people to kind of infer it. So yeah. But so that's why episode 3 is number 2 for me. I consider it being number 1 for a while, but it doesn't beat this next and final one, which is episode 4, A New Hope. This is my favorite Star Wars movie, just because, I mean, it's 6, like, all of it is exciting, even Luke on the farm, it's just so, I mean, it's still interesting, and everything. It's like everyone getting together for the first time, going up, like, Obi-Wan's fighting Darth Vader and sacrificing himself, the prison break on the Death Star, like, taking down the Death Star, and just, like, it's just so, like, awesome, and, I think the big ceiling moment for me is when at the end with John Williams' score and like Luke flying down the trench, like about to blow up the Death Star. That's just like so epic, so exciting. Like I've seen this movie several times now, and still every time I get, I'm kind of almost held in suspense by that music and Han Solo being an ex machina and Luke destroying the Death Star. So yeah, it's definitely definitely the number 1 movie for me. In terms of episode 8, I think I won't be able to rate it fairly probably until after about a month or so after I first see it, because there's gonna be a lot of like recency bias there, and that's what happened with Rogue One. Like that's especially like with both the movie ending with the Vader scene and it being so recent. I was like, oh my goodness, 10 out of 10. But I think. I'm expecting The Last Jedi to be a 10 out of 10, but how it ranks with Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith, and New Hope, not sure. I think it might be better than everything, because it's looking at a lot more, it's looking at characters a lot more gray light, not just like in terms of maybe potentially making gray Jedi canon again, but just kind of like the lines aren't as clear between good and evil. Like Daisy said this herself in interviews. And I think that's really cool that they're kind of taking a more realistic approach to the Star Wars universe. And so, and like from everything we've been like, I mean, Lucasfilm like gave Rian Johnson the green light to direct his own trilogy, like completely open world, free reign. So I think it's gonna be great. I think it's probably gonna be number one, but we have to wait a little while to be sure. I think it will probably be better than Revenge of the Sith and Empire. Whether it's better than New Hope, I'm not sure, but it's definitely gonna be guaranteed top three for sure. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what your ranking is in the comments down below. Please keep it civil. Like some people tend to get nasty with these, especially about the prequels and Force Awakens. So keep it civil. But let me know your rankings in the comments down below. And if there's any rankings in my ranking that you strongly disagree with, yours probably isn't the same. Everyone's is different. But is there anything like you strongly disagree with? Like, are you surprised that Empire's number 3? Are you upset that Revenge of the Sith is number 2? Are you a little bit upset that Force Awakens is number 6? Like, yeah, just let me know in the comments below. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. I will have the links to all my reviews of the Star Wars movies in the description below for this video, and as well as my 2017 Fandom Movie Trailer playlist with all the trailers from Fandom movies coming out this year that at least I'm interested in to watch at your leisure. I'll be starting to get a 2018 Fandom Movie Trailer list together once the new year rolls around, and there'll be links to the playlist as well. You go ranked and unranked matches, you go deck profiles, and discussions and reviews such as this one. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day. I will see y'all next time.